Hello and welcome to our New Mexico history course. My name is Brandon Morgan and I am the instructor for this class. Here in this quick tutorial, what I want to do is just give you a tour of the course, just for ease of navigation and to explain some of the assignments and things that we'll be doing over the course of this semester. I'm looking forward to getting to know each of you and from learning from your insights on New Mexico history as we work together over the next 15 weeks or so. So hopefully this looks familiar. This is the landing page for our class in Blackboard or CNM Learn. It goes by both names at CNM. As long as you understand the course syllabus and you keep tabs on the learning modules right there, you should be all set for the class. So those are the two most important things to keep in mind. Also, before I start clicking on things, I did want to mention that whenever you have any questions, especially about the digital tools that we'll be using for the class, please don't hesitate to ask. I'm happy to help. I'm happy to teach how to use Twitter, how to use Tiki-Taki, and how to use Adobe Spark, because that's part of what we're doing in this class. As we learn New Mexico history, we're also thinking about the ways that the digital world, the internet, social media influence the way that we take in information and the way that we can create new information and ideas about the past, about history. So as with so many other things, doing history is something that happens online anymore. And so again, we're going to engage with that and learn how that works and see how that works as we work together this semester. You should have clicked the Start Here tab. If you're watching this video, you must have. You will see this intro video here. Please take a chance to look at the What Does It Mean to Think Historically piece. It's also referenced in Module 1, just as another layer of information about how to think critically about the past and approach the study of history. Please do look through the information here in the Start Here module. Much of it's reference information. There's a link to the syllabus in there. There's also, of course, a link to the syllabus in the syllabus tab. But the Start Here module contains a lot of reference information, help tutorials that may be useful, not just for the course or for Blackboard, but also for the digital tools we'll be using as a class this semester. Here you'll find a link to the syllabus. Again, as I mentioned, all of the assignments are linked in the syllabus itself, so you can get access to those assignment instructions there. I also put the discussion board and the journal instructions here in this tab because they don't have their own tab down here in course content like the others do. The course schedule is here. It's also in the syllabus. The instructor information, besides just another way of me introducing myself to you, as you scroll down here, you will find what I'm expecting to get done as far as response time and scoring feedback for you. Also, here's the late policy, more on the structure of the course and participation and netiquette. So please look over that information. You can use the Blackboard calendar if you like it. It's not something I use, but I've had requests to have it in my courses, so there it is. The learning modules, as I said, this is the place where you will find the list of assignments that you need to complete for each module, or each unit, as I've called them. You'll click into Unit 1, and that's where you will see the assignments for this week. We'll be working together on the discussion board, thinking about what history is and how we approach its study, and getting started on Twitter. Unit 2, I'm going to click on Unit 2 because this is where we really get into the kind of ins and outs, everyday work of the class. So Units 2 through 6 all follow the same basic structure. You'll see the same thing when you click into all of them. It'll just be a different group of readings, different topics that we'll be studying. So each unit will have an introduction to the topics that we'll be looking at for that 2-week period. This section is important. This is the checklist for the unit's work. So here you'll see that by the first Sunday, and again, each unit lasts for 2 weeks, by the first Sunday, you will have needed to completed the readings, viewed the film clips or videos, as many as you can, posted your reading tweets, and created a placeholder for the timeline assignment. By the second week, you will complete the ID step for the timeline assignment by Wednesday of the second week. And then by the second Sunday, that last day of the unit, you will complete the connection step for the timeline assignment and your journal entry. So there's 2 weeks. The work's spread out over those 2 weeks. This reminds you that we will be doing some other work on the discussion board that's not part of the regular unit work. So you'll need to go over to the discussion board, look at the discussion board requirements, either through the syllabus or in the syllabus tab, to see what the standards are for that. There's the unit objectives, and I have a video introduction for each unit. As you can tell, they're old. You can tell why I started shaving my head, and so on. Hopefully I will get a chance to re-record some of those this semester. So you can navigate through each learning module either by using the table of contents, and if it's not showing, it may be that you just needed to click those buttons. Oh, I got rid of it. Oh, it's down here. Okay, what did I do? I've never done that before. So you can decide what size you want this thing to be, or you can just use these arrows to navigate through the learning modules. The second thing in each learning module will be the readings. As promised, if you click on these numbers, those will take you to a PDF version of the chapters. That will help for those of us that are not yet able to purchase the e-text. It's $49.95, and you cannot apply financial aid funds directly to it. Again, I'm still working on that. It's a problem I want to overcome and have them fix that. But for the time being, these PDF versions are there for you so that you can complete the work until you're able to purchase the text. Here are the other readings that go along with that for Unit 2 and a couple of optional ones. These questions are just there to help you as you read, to think about where you might focus your attention. You don't have to write any responses to those particular questions. There's no assignment for those. They're just there to help. The film clips, as it is stated at the beginning of the film clip section, once it loads, again, so this is only as good as your internet connection. Once this loads, it mentions that there usually are more film clips than you could possibly watch in a given unit, in a given 2-week period. So just use these as a supplement to the readings. Something you didn't quite understand or need some help with, go and look at the film clips for those. This has an extra information about a modern-day indigenous movement called Idle No More. Some units have extra things, most don't. So that's just there for you if you're interested. The reading tweets section, this just reminds you, this should have loaded into a widget, but it didn't. But anyway, just reminds you to complete your reading tweets. You should go to Twitter itself or use TweetDeck or something like that to complete the tweets. If you go over here to the Reading Tweets tab, there is a tutorial about how to get started with Twitter, how to use it, how to do the course hashtag search. All those questions should be answered, again, if you go to the Reading Tweets tab. The timeline submissions, you'll be able to either click this link to launch the folders where you'll submit your work for Unit 2, both the ID step and the connection step, or you can go directly to the timeline tab where you'll find the assignment instructions. You scroll down, you'll find all of the folders for the different unit submissions. Please do note that you need to complete, that you need to post your work here to Blackboard and also to the timeline at Tiki-Taki. And then the Unit 2 journal. Again, every unit will have the journal there. And finally, each unit has this self-assessment and looking ahead section that just reminds you of upcoming assignments that aren't part of the regular unit's work. So again, each unit will have the reading tweets, it'll have the timeline work, and it will have a journal. Besides that, we'll be doing a final project and we'll be doing some work on the discussion board. So these are reminders about those due dates. Again, learning modules always have that information, those checklists. Please keep tabs on those and you'll know exactly what it is that you need to be doing. Please do click through all of the course content sections because, as I mentioned, clicking on reading tweets, here there is more information about the assignment. Here's where you get the assignment instructions. And then here's the tutorial video that I promised. The discussions, this takes you to the discussion board itself. That should be fairly familiar if you've taken online courses before. If you haven't, click on there and look at what is there. The course timeline, this will take you to the timeline itself that we'll be working on Tiki-Taki. Here are the instructions and the video tutorials that will help you with that. And then, as I said, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, for each unit, this is where you submit your work on Blackboard, and of course you'll also submit your work on Tiki-Taki. But that should become apparent as you look at the tutorials and the instructions. Okay, I won't click into all of these because they're essentially what I just showed you. They're places where you can get the instructions for each assignment, and if you've already gone out of the learning module but you know that you wanted to complete your timeline assignment but you don't want to go all the way back through the learning module to get that link, you can just click timeline, scroll down to the appropriate unit, and find the place to submit your work. All right, other than that, course communication, please do check the announcements. I use that quite often. This will allow you to email through your CNM email. Online office hours, Monday mornings, 9 to 11, I'll be on there. Otherwise, again, I try to be very accessible by email, text message, the numbers in the syllabus, and also on Twitter, since we'll be working there. Blackboard IM will be going away after this term. If anyone uses it, likes to use it, let me know, and I'll be on there, but I don't really use it anymore because I found that no one does. And here's where you can access your grades. Do take advantage of these help links. The CNM libraries will be important for doing the work on the final project and doing your online research. Otherwise, these are just there as help resources if you get stuck or you're not sure about something technical as far as Blackboard goes. All right, hopefully that's a good tour of the course. Please let me know what questions you have whenever you have them. I'm looking forward to a great and successful semester.